They said that Daisy was lucky, but Hillcrest Girls' College wasn't the kind of school one stumbled into. It was prestigious, secluded, and tucked into the forested hills of Ondo State. But Adeze knew better. She hadn't been lucky. She had been removed after what happened at her former school. No one knew what else to do with her. Her silence, her drawings, the way light flickered when she was upset. Her mother called it grief. The counselors called it trauma, but the whispers at home said otherwise. Hillcrest would fix her, they said. But before we dive into this thrilling story, kindly hit the subscribe button if you're new here to join our growing family of story lovers. Now back to the story. As the boss disappeared into the storm, Adeze stood alone by the gate, suitcase in hand, soaked to the bone. A tall woman in cold eyes and tighter lips approached. She wore a dark sweater and wire glass that looks like they hadn't been changed since 1975. "You'll be staying in Block E," she said curtly. "Follow me." The dorms they passed were full of light and shatter, but Block E sat in shadows, forgotten by time. Its windows were cracked, vines crawling up its wall like they were trying to choke the building into silence. Inside, two girls turned to stare. Kelechi, quick-witted, loud-mouthed, with a nervous energy that filled any room, and Awa, silent, always scribbling in a leather-bound journal, her eyes ancient. "They put you here," Kelechi asked, brows rising. That's odd." That night, Adeze couldn't sleep. Something felt off. Beneath the stillness of the room, there was a sound, a low sobbing, like it came from the floor beneath. She tried to ignore it, until the next day, while sleeping, under her bunk, her broom tapped something solid, a hidden hollow. She pulled the floorboard loose and found a diary, wrapped in a faded Hillcrest scarf. Property of Morenike Adeyemi, SS2, Block E, 2005. She blinked. SS2? Block E hadn't housed a senior student in years, and no one named Morenike appeared on the school students' roster. But the pages were real, faded, smudged, some soaked in something darker than ink. "Discipline night is coming. I don't want to go again. The chapel wall bleeds. I think they are watching me." That night, the light went out completely, and in the pitch-black silence, Adeze heard it again. But this time, it wasn't sobbing. It was whispering. "Help me. Please don't let them take me again." The next morning, her voice trembled as she asked Kelechi, "Do you know who Morenike is?" Kelechi stiffened, her spoon hovered in air. "Don't ask me about her," she whispered. "Block E, it has its history. Everyone pretends it's an old dorm, but girls disappears." Adeze had to know. She skipped siesta and slipped into the library archives. Most of the books were untouched, their pages brittle with time, deep in a box, marked disciplinary records. She found what she was looking for. 6 girls, expelled, same week, no explanation. Next to it, a newspaper clipping, yellowed, water-stained. Mass fainting at Hillcrest, 4 girls hospitalized, 1 missing. Her heart pounded. In the black and white photo, one face stood out clearly. Awa. That night, she sat up in bed, gripping the diary. "You were in that photo," she asked. She told her from 2005. Awa closed her journal slowly. "Yes, I never left. But that was 20 years ago." "There were 3 of us in the dorm," Awa said calmly. "Always, no more, no less. That's the rule." She began to chant, slow and steady. The walls pulsed again, the air turned frigid, the lights flickered like dying stars. Adeze fled, heartbeat rowing. Kelechi caught her in the hallway, breathless. "You shouldn't have read it. She needs help. Morenike is still here." "You don't get it," Kelechi said. "None of them left, not really. The matron, the headmistress, they use girls like her, like you. You feel too much, see too much." In the final diary pages, Morenike had written in desperate loops, "They test us. They feed something beneath the chapel. Something old that only listens when girls like us scream." Adeze's breath hitched. Kelechi nodded, lips trembling. Girls with the gift, sensitive ones, creative, empaths. That's who they sent to Block E. There were sacrifices, offerings every 10 years to keep something asleep, something that lives under Hillcrest. The final line of the diary read, "If the door ever opens, don't go in alone." Together, they returned to the chapel. The diary room had led them there. Beneath the altar, a trapdoor creaked open into blackness. They descended into the cold. The air down there pulsed like it had a heartbeat. On the walls, names scratched in fingernails and chalk. Morenike, Chioma, Amina, Ruth, Bisi, Shade. There were 6. They reached the iron door. Then came footsteps. Matron Oye and the headmistress emerged from the dark like they'd been waiting. "You are not the first to find this place," the headmistress said, "but you are the strongest." "Why?" Adeze whispered. "Why us?" Matron Oye answered, cold and blunt. "Girls like you are born thin. Your spirit, your mind, too open. You are bridges, conduits. You were never meant to live long. This school gave your life meaning. You should be grateful. You fed them to a thing, to an agreement." She corrected. "Without those rituals, Hillcrest would fall, and so would many others. You are a small price to pay for legacy." Kelechi screamed as the mist rose again, that same dark fog snatching her backward. "Say her name," the voice echoed in Adeze's mind. "Say it!" Kelechi screamed, and the mist fell away. The iron door opened. Inside stood a girl, pale, bloodied. Her uniform faded, her eyes endless. "Morenike," Adede whispered. "They thought they erased us," Morenike said. "But pain doesn't die, it hides. I kept my name alive, in pages, in whispers, and you heard me." She pointed behind her to a wall covered in chalk circles, each one pulsing with dim light. Each name is a soul, still trapped until now. Adeze opened the diary. The last page was blank. Then gold letters bloomed like fireflies. "Call our name. Give us our voices back." She stood tall, no fear left in her voice. Morenike, Shade, Chioma, Amina, Ruth, Bisi. One by one, the circles shattered. The building shook, the ground split. Matron Oye and the headmistress screamed as the stone gave away beneath them, swallowed whole into the darkness they once served. Adeze woke up in the school clinic. The official story. A gas leaked, a structural collapse, nothing more. Block E was permanently sealed. No one mentioned the missing staff, but Adeze knew. She visited the tree where Block E once stood. Sunlight streamed through the leaves. The air was finally quiet. She placed the diary down gently. "You're free now, Morenike," she said. "Thank you for choosing me." As she turned to walk away, a soft voice whispered through the leaves, "Thank you." Some girls are chosen by fate, others are chosen by shadow, but the girls of Block E, they were chosen by both. Some stories stay with you, not because they are true, but because some part of them might be. And if you ever find yourself in a place that feels too quiet, with walls that breathe and shadows that remembers your name, ask yourself this: are you living your life or just playing in the part of someone else's ritual? Thank you for listening to Tales by Cynthia. If this story gave you chill, made you pause, or left you staring at your ceiling tonight, please like, leave a comment and share it, and kindly subscribe so you never miss another tale. You're seen, you're loved, and remember, not every haunted place is abandoned. Some are still very much alive. Bye.